Welcome back to Wednesday Night Zombie Fever on 2BACR 100.9 FM. It's nice to know that Rachel lets us know when the music's finishing.
Yes.
I
find it more entertaining this way.
This week, well, I watched the Maltese Falcon. I've watched it before, because I love that movie, and I actually did an assignment on it for uni. And this time I watched it in detail, checking out the different scenes and how the camera angles were and things like that, which was not as much fun. But, okay, The Maltese Falcon is a 1941 movie, so it's all in black and white, and I think it's quite a good movie. I liked it quite a bit. So the story of the movie is the detective, Sam Spade, who runs his own private detectives agency with his partner, Miles Archer, and they're called Archer, Spade and Archer. It's pretty cool. Anyway, he gets this lady come in and she's like, oh, I'm looking for my sister, you have to help me find her, she's gone off with this guy. And then he sends his partner after this guy, and partner gets killed. So he's kind of investigating his partner's murder. But somewhere along the line, the Maltese Falcon, which is this little statue, comes into the movie.
It's a statue of a falcon from Malta, is that correct?
Yes.
Yep.
It's meant to be this really valuable statue. It's made out of gold and encrusted with jewels, but has this lacquer of black enamel on it. So it just looks like a black statue. And there's all these people looking for it, and it's kind of like this, do you have the bird? I know where the bird is. I know how to get the bird, so you need me. And this kind of just back and forth of... But you never see the falcon until the very end. And it's kind of like, well, who has the falcon? Because the detective keeps going, well, I know how to find it, but he doesn't know where to find it. And you're just saying that. So it's kind of this really weird... makes no sense kind of movie.
Is it a makes no sense thing, or is it meant to be a psychological thing with everybody trying to psych each other out to...
No.
Or is it pre that kind of filmmaking?
It's not meant to be funny. I found it quite funny, but it's not really meant to be funny. It's kind of weird. I don't know if it's weird because it's an old movie and I'm not used to that kind of cinema, but... and that could be it. But I just thought that it doesn't really make a lot of sense. And when they bring the Falcon into it, basically this guy, Joel Cairo, comes into Sam's office. And he sits down and he's like, oh, I hear that you've been talking to this person and your partner was killed and blah, blah, blah. And then when his assistant leaves the office, Sam Spade's assistant, the guy just pulls out a gun on him and he's like, I'm going to search your office now. Because, like, here you have the bird. And you're like, what are you talking about? This makes no sense. But the whole movie in itself is quite funny and quite fun, I thought. For an old movie, which can be quite dull at times. Like most old movies can, because we're not used to that kind of really laid-back kind of cinema anymore. But I thought the movie was quite fun. And I would recommend everybody see it. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10.
Because it's not, I mean, compared to some of the other movies that we've reviewed that are very kind of epic.
Yeah, this is very subdued, very kind of... Yeah. There's not a lot of music in it either. So you'll have whole periods of time where it's just people talking, and the dialogue is quite interesting. I find
you don't have ages of King Kong fighting a dinosaur.
No, and the good thing about the Maltese Falcon is a lot of old movies drag out their scenes, but this doesn't. This is really kind of short and like sharp kind of scenes, and I think that's the whole film noir, because it's the first in the film noir, dark film noir series. So before that, you got kind of these films that were focused on, you know, the detective and the comedy and him, you know, going around with a lot of women and having women on the side and that kind of stuff. And this movie's not like that. Yeah. It's meant to be a whole heap darker than that. And everybody's out to get everybody, and, you know, they all want this bird for themselves, and they've been, you know, searching for it, and they're willing to kill, basically, for this statue. But, yeah, I think it's a very, very good movie, very good film.
Is it a long movie?
Oh, not really. About maybe an hour and a half.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, so it's not a Ben-Hur. With the guys going around the oval like 50 times.
How many bird statues out of 5 would you give it?
Out of 5, 4.5. I really like it. It's one of my favourite movies.
Okay.
So I suggest everybody go and watch it. And Singing in the Rain as well. I watched that today.
Oh,
I'm not going to review that now because I'm not going to. But it is very, very funny. And I think everybody should watch that too.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to be back to quiz everyone, on some of the more obscure phobias that you've probably never heard of.